groups of sheiks as they come across the movie screen. 1,000 sand dune soldiers led by an Arabian queen. Harem girls move like Clancy's dancers through my dirty dreams. I wake up on the floor, clutching the bed lamp. Mama comes in, she screams, "You've been out with that tramp again last night. That silver sequin out with black bitch, you know the one Mama don't like." But Mama, she sings me moontide melodies with this great top 40 hook. But Mama just stares and Papa don't care, but he says, "Look, Mama, the girl's all right. The girl's all right." He turns and says, "Tell me, son, what's the word?" 'Cause you know he can't hear. Papa, the word's out on the curb, but don't go near it. It's criticized as too absurd. Even the animals fear it. Papa says, "Fetch me my flashlight, son." And he stumbles out the front door. So come out from behind your bunkers, 'cause the lift-off's been a bust. Papa's gone and Mama's dead and buried in my rocket dust. Well, you're alone now for the first time. Don't worry, 'cause that's alright. All fear will completely disappear. Come feel ready at night. Now sound man smiles and turns the dials to set the meter reading rising. He pulls the singer's voice from out of his pocket to see if the audience likes it. And in the very first row sits sweet Janey Rowe with a bell on her shoe, and she wants him to make it. He flicks a switch, but Janey moves too fast. And the audience sways to the sound of her shotgun blast. The manager comes running out from behind stage, says, "Check the band's arms and bullet holes and make that man roll up his sleeves." The drummer shoots himself with cyanide and then asks to be relieved. And me, I just said it's too crazy in here, which is the stage door out. I gotta get up tomorrow morning for work. The promoter said, "Once you're in, they all lead out." But what's the matter, man, ain't you heard? There's a war going on the outside, and I'm paying you to sing like a bird. So get in and get tougher, get up and get out, 'cause things are too tight. I said, "Don't worry, man, everything's gonna loosen up. Come the Arabian night." Oh, yes. We'll come the Arabian night. Well, I got back in bed, but outside my window I heard another gang fight. It's Duke and the boys against the devil's best men, and both sides have drawn their knives. Now Duke, he's a well-known knife fighter, and with one quick jab, he brings the devil down. He smiles 'cause he knows there's a good bounty on devils in any God-fearing town. So Duke sold the devil to some priest in Pennsylvania to exhibit on his altar Christmas night. But the devil's eyes, they still burn red with fire as long as Duke walks upright. And he swears there's gonna be a showdown come sundown of the Arabian Night. Whoa. Of the Arabian Night. The Arabian Night. They ride beneath the waves at 20,000 leagues on stallions stitched to seaweed strands. So smiling, they herd the fishes of the deep. They ride for you and for me. They ranch the rich and the sunken soil at the bottom of the sea. And in the dead of night, alive in sleep, I hear them calling me. Them deep sea desperados, them midnight maelstrom freaks, the cowboys of the sea. On wings of sleep, I pierce the deep and ride like a hurricane. In midnight still I paid my bill and turned my back on the land. With the help of old paint, that seaweed nag is just Jesse, James, and me. We ride the depths and rob the banks at the bottom of the sea. With a seaman's grip on navigation and some fired, hired hands, we set forth to confront the nation and lend a cowboy's hand. Well, they do the dolphins dance to it, my mermaid babe and me. And I ride off into the blue sunset at the bottom of the sea. With a seaman's grip on submarining and some aqua-lung outlaws. Our guns are made of solid dreaming and bullets of the cause. And with hand held high to touch the sky, a good Texas Ranger I'll be. But sometimes I feel like a lone stranger, Mr. Cowboys of the sea. One man above, he cannot make love. He must rape his mother, see. Because of his greed, we're a vanishing breed. We cowboys of the sea. sundown finds her running, but the night pushes her deep within the tunnel. She camouflages herself in day-glow paint and sings her love songs through a funnel. Oh, she clings to the walls like a cat who calls to shots for life and for death, wearing nothing but the makeup that she uses to try and cover up for herself. Oh, but she can't hide her sword. She gives no terms for surrender. She's living the Third World War. Now the tunnel police, they steadily increase the search for where she hides her kids. As she swings on a vine across the state line, they measure the length of her skid. She never goes back to do something she didn't, or undo something she did. The smoke streams from the street and the night is complete with a long and fiery belch. But she's just another orphan Annie, hung up pushing for Mademoiselle. Then she rides like Caesar, brandishing a whip on the hood of his squad car. As the siren wails, she silently sails, leaving cat prints in the tar. Oh, she breaks with the dawn, and by morning she's gone, leaving nothing but another night. She returns to her home like a dog returns for a bone, another unsatisfied wife. And in his little booth, secure from the truth, he wants her more and he's got the guts to say. But as she needs to be real, he needs to conceal the realness of his place. So he sings a little song, and in a chiffon sarong, she performs the black ballet in space. But she's just another flop with a fancy name. He's just another cop with a pretty face. So together they commit the ballroom crimes as two hearts in true waltz time. Doctor in a place inside her pocket, in a circle made of silver like a reed. The doctor gives a strange love, but the lady, she don't knock it. She's glad to get a piece of anything, 'cause the lady needs the medicine he brings, and the doctor needs the lady to sing. The doctor keeps the lady in a page in a book on the history of communicable disease. The lady's been to school, she lets the doctor play it cool. He writes the script, she follows his lead. 'Cause the doctor writes a love story so fine, and the ladies learn to read between his lines. Sometimes the doctor, he takes house calls where he visits the animals in their stalls, shoots them full of juice, and then goes home. The lady hits the supermart where she rides the aisles in a shopping cart till she feels she's played enough the part to get by. Oh, the lady feels it's enough to just be good. But the doctor has this need to be understood. The doctor feels he's so abused, and the lady feels she's so unused, and demands the doctor tender daily parts. Oh, but the doctor, he just can't do it, 'cause long ago the lady blew it, and they're too old now to make another start. The lady feels the doctor's made of stone, but the doctor's heart, it just ain't find a hole. Well, it's a Saturday night in New Jersey, and you're feeling kinda wet. Now the summer heat is getting you worried, so you look as innocent as you can as you sweat. You got a woman on the other side of the law, but it ain't cool to go see her yet, because her ex-old man, some half-shot detective with his heart set on dragnet. And so you stand on the corner looking kinda torn. In the blue light lounge where death was born, the jazz musician blows his horn. Pop a letter to your baby in Richmond, because you're feeling kinda down. She's kinda small, but at least she don't bitch none. She needs you real bad, and sometimes that's all that counts. Oh, you had a teenage band and flying hands, and yeah, you were pretty big in the South, but you passed out on stage and flew into a rage when and someone tried to revive you mouth to mouth, and you felt a pain in your chest as you passed the crown. And in the blue light lounge, the lights went down, and the audience, like monks, slipped silently out of town. Well, now the atheist burns you for laughing out loud, 'cause he can't understand what you're saying. Oh, and the DJ, he's rattling like a Gatling gun. But man, that's your record he's playing. Oh, and outside the park is dark, but the sidewalk's bright and lined with the light of the living. Oh, I'll be here, can I walk you home tonight? 'Cause it's so bad outside, but there's so much for the giving. I was stranded in the jungle, first state's witness at a company killing. Was shuffling my feet, clutching my high school diploma. Promised $60 a week and top billing. And has anybody seen Sweet Gabrielle? That dark woman with the funny tattoo. The curtain calls of her shadow on my walls are all I got to pull me through. Going out on the corner, there's no room to move, because everybody's trying so hard to groove. And in the blue light lounge, jazz man, he plays it blue. Behind the walls where heat lightning falls on five-starred map-faced princes, the Buffalo Man shoots at tin cans, turns and shouts, children blow your bridges. In death row halls where dustmen stall for time's an enemy and a friend. crawl from the cracks in the walls. Salvation is never spoken. Morning sickness breaks the garrison gates. The cavalry cries for treason. The soldier strokes his pony and goes to shine the captain's sword. In this young boy's eyes lie reason. But then the sergeant bursts in and says, "Captain, I caught a prisoner, Captain! A prisoner, what ho!" The captain looks up and says, "Let her go." But Captain, she commands the light ships that patrol the sea around the rainbow tips, whose bagpipes wail unbroken. She haunts the night and the dawning light. On her sounds and words your cavalry's choking. The captain says, "Have no fear, boys, for what you hear, because danger can't be spoken." The war wind crackles and I hear the rustle of shackles. From the stockade door bursts Merlin, his eyes red and swollen like they've been pushed into the sun, his robes aflame and burning. He jumps a horse, tries to get away, but gets caught in his eyes, tangled in his eyes, and he falls to the ground, his neck well broken. His spirit rises high into the western sky. The magician lies, an empty token. The sergeant walks over and kicks his body and says, "Captain, he's dead. I think he's dead. What should we do with him?" The captain says, "Hang him." For those live moments on this earth are well spent, and I can see his body sure well bent. It's his magic that must be broken. And our night cradles low, the penniless weed plays raw filth in the captain's corner. With anvil spread wide, the captain glides, each blow to scare, not hurt her. She spits what truth at the captain's boots, but he holds his rage suspended. The sergeant comes in stinking a soldier's gin and cries, "Captain, the storm she blows unending." Oh, and the lightning cracked sky was hacked by dagger rain. It was torn, and the yard was charged into a raging sea, and the captain ran crazily. For the first time in his life, in the captain's heart, fear was born. So the captain storms out on the stoop, panics when he sees Merlin's hung body stretched by the neck, silhouetted on his door. The sergeant screams, "Captain, look high, look to the sky. Some whirl and swirl in a mission." The captain falls to his knees, crying silent please, 'cause he knows, and he thinks to himself, a magician. Well, Janey's got a doctor who tears apart her insides. He investigates her and silently baits her every little sigh. Oh, he probes with his fingers, but he knows her heart only through his stethoscope. Oh, his hands are so old and his instruments so cold. Janey turns him down like dope. And Janey's got a proctor from his marble pulpit. He smiles. He provides consolation and an open invitation to confession at any time. Between the pages of his Bible he holds from what Janey he hides. With her doors open wide, she begs to come inside. But he's too long been content to mess around with the handles on the outside. And Janey needs a shooter like this boy on her side. Janey needs a shooter, someone who knows her style. And I know her style. Janey loved a mechanic who owned a gas station down on Route 9. Well, she took him to bed and I beat my head on his gas tanks and bled all over his tires. Then he smashed my car with a big tow bar. I got out and asked him why. said, 'cause with her, it's either you or me. It's gonna be me. And I watched Janey silently stand by. Then she flopped with a cop who lived round the block. He come peek in my window every night. Janey's skin would turn pale as a siren he'd wail outside my house all night long when he knew she was inside. She said this big gun was fun, but Janey's small and sometimes he scared her. So I held her real close. She was more a saint than a ghost. And told her I so long had been prepared for her. And Janey needs a shooter just like me on her side. Janey needs a shooter, somebody who won't let her slide. Man, I can't let her slide. Oh, I'm staying here tonight, baby, and I won't let you slide. I'm staying here tonight, oh, and I won't let you slide. I'm staying here tonight, baby, and I can't let you slide. The multitude assembled and tried to make a noise. Them blind poet generals and restless loud white boys. But times grew thin and the axis was left somehow incomplete, where instead of child lions, we found aging, junky sheep. How many wasted have I seen, signed Hollywood or bust, left to ride them ever ghostly Arizona gusts. Oh, cheerleader tramps and kids with big amps sounding in the void. High society vamps, ex-heavyweight champs, mistaken soot for soil. Oh, so break me now, Big Mama, as Old Faithful breaks the day. Believe me, my good Linda, the aurora will shine your way. The Confederacy's in my name now, them hounds are hell dead, babe. The Axis needs a stronger arm. Do you feel your muscles play? the doorstep blanket weaver. Madonna, she's pushing bells from house to house to house to house, giving last kisses and wishing well to every gypsy mystic and all-star hero that the kids might find a place, who been lost forever to Papa and Mama on their weekends out in space. The sons, they search for fathers, but their fathers have all gone. The lost souls search for saviors, but saviors don't last long. Those aimless, questless, renegade brats who live their lives in songs. They run the length of a candle in a goodnight whisper and a puff. They're gone. Oh, so break me now, Big Mama, as Old Faithful breaks the day. Believe me, my good Linda, the aurora will shine your way. The Confederacy's in my name now, them home to the Axis needs a stronger arm. Do you feel your muscles play? Terraces are filled with catmen looking for a way in. There's orphans jumped on silver mountains, lost in celestial alleyways. They wait for that old tramp dog man Moses. He takes in all the strays. Don't grow on empty legends or lonely cradle songs, because Billy the Kid was just a Bowery boy who made a living twirling his guns. The night, she's long, she's lanky, she speaks in a mother tongue. In her life, refugees with amplifiers home. So break us now, Big Mama, as Old Faithful breaks the day. Believe me, my sweet Linda, oh help, she's sure on. The Axis needs a stronger arm. Do you feel your muscle play? The Confederacy's in my name now. Them hounds are held at bay. The Axis needs a stronger arm. Do you feel your muscles play? Well, the architect angel held the straight Judah ranch, just a dirty mile down on the borderline, where he mastered blasting and hustled young cattle for slaughter and dated Judah's daughter. From the cellar ways to the attics and all across the plains, broke electric static, oh, of a religious strain. And though he was not an addict, he wore scars upon his veins, like a young girl holds her first pimp. He held his Bible limp. Oh, from desert bars and church bazaars, the hungry slowly came, with vulgar faces from vulgar places, looking for a game, with ivory gun handles and chamber grease in souped up hydroplanes, with bullets burned from TV silver bearing great cowboys' names. 14 inches a gun barrel, and he was smoking from the lid. Spurs on straight black boot heels. He said, uptown they call me the Brooklyn Kid. And in his lonely zenith nightmares, that's just what they did. With a holster slung low like a hot kid's sister, tied tight to his leg like he was gonna do. He was stomping a step he called the Brooklyn Twister. With 6 guns pumping, he was coming through. And his tongue hung low in the sawdust, scraping across the plains. He crawled up outside the Judah ranch and started calling the angel names. Now the architect angel stood in one hand a staff, and in the other a gun. He held the staff high in the wind. The gun was like a piece in the sun. He started howling like a monsoon wind, drew fast, and the job was done. That night, the moon stretched tight light down on the plains as real cowboys sat around real campfire flames. And the county wolf called as if to explain to his son, oh, the way the West